On today's episode, we're going to be talking about abandonment issues. And as I said, I'm doing these videos because I go live on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook sometimes. And most of the times, these are the conversations that I have on those platforms. And when you guys request for me to bring them on YouTube, this is now when I have to sit down, record the videos so that you can be able to come back and look at what you were talking about, take some notes, and also learn again, right? It's good to refresh yourself. So in today's videos, we're talking about abandonment. I want us to go fast on Google and see what abandonment is. So this is what Google says. Abandonment issues are an informal term for fear of being left alone, fear of being rejected, not valued by loved ones. So in other words, ni ile uoga ya unaogopa mse atakuleft manzi. Umse akienda sasa, what will I do? And the way I love them, and I thought we were a thing. So that fear of being left alone, being rejected, or when you love someone, you try to show them that you love them. But then again, they don't reciprocate the same type of love towards you. So that is what we call abandonment issues. And sometimes people have this and they do not even know it, right? Where you base your self-worth and your value as a person, you put it in the hands of someone else. If this person does not think I'm valuable, then I'm not valuable. If this person does not think I'm worth it, then I'm not worth it. So you've placed your identity and your value in someone else's hands, right? Sometimes people think just because someone leaves you physically, that's the only way they can abandon you, right? But sometimes, even when people keep on breaking their promises, I'm going to do better, I'm going to do right, I promise you we're going to do this together, not because they did not have time, but they keep on postponing it because it does not mean anything to them. You see, when you're in a relationship, sometimes what is important to you is not important to the other person, right? So unaweza pata saa ingine wewe zile vitu zenye una value, maybe quality time, this other person does not value it. So they keep on promising you that you're going to have quality time until mwaka inaisha. They're promising and promising, they're breaking the promise. The other thing, maybe it's concerning a particular habit that they have. And they keep on telling you, no, I'm going to do better. I'm going to change that. I'm going to do better because I know how it makes you feel. And I don't want to keep on hurting you because I love you. But then again, it's only word of mouth. They never put it into action. So they keep on disappointing you. And this can be a form of abandonment. You feel left alone because this person does not value the things that you value. So they keep on repeating the same thing to a point of you feel like you're alone, even in that relationship. You feel like you're talking to a chair, literally talking to someone who's not responding and who could care less. Something else about abandonment is when you realize that the person you're with does not value your presence. Have you ever been in a situation where you love this person, they claim that they love you, right? And anytime you're hanging out, they don't recognize your presence. It's like you repel them in a way, but they're not saying it out loud. But some people are for physical touch, right? So you want to cuddle with your person, but then again, they're like, no, mi nitaenda kukaa kwa ile one seater because when I sit on a one seater, I won't be able to cuddle with you because we can't fit two people here. So I need my own space. And this is not I'm not talking about the one time thingy. I'm talking about a consistent pattern. They know how much you crave for physical connection, but then again, they keep on pulling away. They keep on rejecting you in that way, and they try to make it seem cool and calm. I'm busy, I'm trying to do something on my phone, so I'll get to you later on. And then that's the end of that conversation. So that can also bring about abandonment feelings and rejection feelings, and it can also contribute to the abandonment issues that you're having. The other one is when you feel like you're not being heard. Have you ever been in a situation where you keep on talking to this person, you keep on trying to communicate, I don't like it when you do XYZ. You keep on reminding them, but they could care less. So they don't want to hear you. They don't want to understand you. And sometimes it's out of ignorance. Sometimes it's out of, I could care less about how you feel. I'll keep on doing what I do, how I do it, whichever way I want to do it. Because at the end of the day, it's all about me. I could care less about you. But yet they claim that they love you and they want to be with you. A form of manipulation in relationships, a form of abuse in relationships. So you feel like you're not being heard, And that can result to having abandonment issues, because you're like, this person I'm trying to communicate, but they don't want to hear me. But then again, you also need to realize sometimes you could be communicating in a way that is not making sense. So they're not understanding you. So also learning to communicate better is good. Having the sit downs, having those hard conversations, and being clear about what it is you want, what it is you do not want, and finding a middle ground. And, if someone has to compromise one thing for the other person, that is what love is about. One person sometimes has to compromise, and it could be you, it could be the other party. So, coming to realize that even talking to someone who seems not to be hearing you or to be understanding you can result to abandonment issues. The other thing is when you have someone who's always putting their friends before you. You're in a relationship with someone, yet they spend 90% of their time with their friends other than you. So they don't like hanging out with you. They'd rather go out than be in the house with you. They'd rather go out with their friends than go out with you. So this can also result to abandonment issues, because you feel like you're being left alone. You feel like you're not enough. You feel like you don't matter. You feel like you're not enough for them. You don't bring joy to them. That's why they don't want you in their space. They'd rather go out with other people than to go out with you. So I feel sometimes that also comes from a place of you lack friendship in that relationship, and you've forgotten what it means to be a friend to your partner, meaning you enjoy the small things together, going out together, having fun together, spending time together, etc. Right? Sometimes this thing for you make a suggestion. I want us to do XYZ. And they're like, no, I'd rather we do ABC, meaning they forego what you'd want to do because of what they want to do. It's always about them and what they'd like to do, what they prefer to do. So that can also result to abandonment issues and feeling like you're not being heard. Your opinions do not matter. They're not respecting you, etc. So abandonment issues is not always about someone literally physically leaving you alone, but sometimes it's when your emotional needs are not being met. What you're trying to communicate to this person, or you're trying to build some intimacy with this person, they don't reciprocate it. That can also lead to abandonment issues. And I'd say this, it's important to get to a place where you learn how to have the hard conversations. And when you realize that this person actually is intentionally choosing not to care about what you care for, not to care about what you want, your opinions, and not to care about what makes you happy as a person as well. As I said, there has to be a balance. So it's not about they don't make me happy, they need to go, they're toxic, you look at both sides, right? So if this person is intentionally doing the same thing consistently over a period of time, and you realize this is just how they see me and how they take me, even the one I need better, and they're not going to change because I've communicated not once, not twice, not thrice, but they choose to do the same thing. That's when you get to a place of realizing that, you know what, you cannot change a person who does not want to do better because of who you are in their life. And when you get into that space, as I say, pack your bags and leave. You they pack, you they go. Uh-huh. And you let them be. Because you cannot force someone to love you the right way if this person is not willing to learn how to love you. All of us, we want to be loved differently. And your partner needs to understand this. Some people find meaning in going out together, spending time together, having conversations, and that's how they feel loved and connected to their partners. Other people, they value, physical touch, spending time indoors, and just cuddling. And, people are so different. But at the end of the day, realizing that you have to communicate. And when you communicate enough times to come to realize that this person could care less, then stop playing yourself, pack your bags, leave, and go and wait for the right person. Yes? Anyway, I'm going to end there. I'll see you guys in the next video.